Good morning, everybody. This is Tyler's Talking Sports. If this is your first time tuning in, we're so glad to have you here. My name is Tyler Hess. On the other side of the mic, my brother from another mother, Tyler Castle. You'll meet him in a few minutes, and I think you'll like him. If this is your first time tuning in, you got to know what you're listening to. Here at Tyler's Talking Sports, we cover college football, we cover college basketball, we cover college baseball. You name it in the college world, we're talking about it. From breaking news to big games to new coaching hires to kids entering the transfer portal, we cover it all. So, if you love what you're listening to and you love this episode, be sure to find us on all major podcasting platforms. Find us on social media. We're on Twitter. We're on Facebook. Be sure to give us a follow and a like there. We're also on YouTube and TikTok, but on YouTube, be sure to give us a subscribe, because when you do, that allows you to get exclusive content that nobody else gets that's not subscribed to us. When you subscribe to us on YouTube, you get exclusive access to our 10-minute episodes that we drop weekly throughout the week. Plus, our 2 episodes we drop every Monday and Thursday at 6 a.m. You're not going to want to miss any of the content we have, and we appreciate you guys being here, and we hope you enjoy the episode.
This episode is brought to you by Next Level Fitness Club in Lebanon, Virginia. 1806 East Main Street, Lebanon, Virginia, 24266. They are a 24/7 gym facility, 24/7 tanning. They also offer certified personal training and certified functional fitness classes to fit all needs. If you're in the market for a gym membership, this is a great place to hit up. Hit up Ethan, Tyler, or Jordan at any of their numbers, and check out their website at www.nextlevelfitnessclub276.com.
This episode is brought to you by Little's Lawn Care. Little's Lawn Care is the all-you-need lawn care people. You need your yard mowed, you need your leaves blowed out of your yard, you need your gutters cleaned out, contact Little's Lawn Care at 276-698-5104. Again, that number is 276-698-5104. You can text them and you can call him. His name is Brandon Little. He's an incredible person, and be sure you let him know that Tyler sent you.
And we're live, Season 3, Episode number 5, College Basketball Recap. We got a new number 1. Happy Monday morning. Glad you're here. If it's your first time tuning in, this is Tyler's Talking Sports. On the other side of the mic, my brother from another mother, Tyler Hess, and myself, Tyler Castle, bringing you Tyler's Talking Sports. Hess, you having a good weekend so far?
Finally having a good weekend. Finally got
had a good weekend, rather, guys. Y'all know we record on Sundays.
Yeah. Started out a little rough Thursday. Ended up getting the old stomach bug. It's been going around. Saturday, finally got my feet under me. Kind of went out. Got really weak yesterday evening. We was on our way back home from Bristol, and was like, yeah, I'm too old for this. We need to go home. I was wore out. Got real lightheaded and stuff. But today, which is Sunday, woke up feeling back like normal. Feeling like myself.
Bounce back, baby.
Got my appetite back.
Hess said, you can't keep me down too long, baby.
Lost 15 pounds during the event.
15 pounds?
Yeah, it's pretty rough.
Dear Lord, all fluids and everything gone.
Yes, just zonked out of me. So
it's a good cut, what you said.
Yeah, real good cut if you're needing to lose weight real fast.
Who wants the norovirus, huh?
Yeah,
who wants it?
But yeah, other than that, man, yesterday wasn't bad. Today's been great. What about you? I know you got a Super Bowl thing going on.
Can't complain. Yep, got a Super Bowl. Little shenanigans this evening. So, speaking of Super Bowl, who you gonna pick in the Super Bowl?
Give me the Eagles, baby.
Fly, Eagles, fly.
Give me the Eagles. But,
I'm gonna take the Eagles too. I think we all know that Kansas City's gonna win.
I'm picking the Eagles because I'm cheering for the Eagles, but the Chiefs are gonna win.
Yeah, Chiefs are gonna win. I'll just say it right now. So it's all rigged. I'll say it. And does Travis Kelce retire or not retire if they win the Super Bowl?
I'm gonna say don't retire. But I am really going to be upset if during the halftime show Taylor Swift comes out with Kendrick Lamar. I'm going to be.
That's rumored. That's a big rumor on that she's going to be in the halftime show.
Yeah, I'm going to be really upset.
And once again, that goes back to my thing that I think it's a little bit rigged with the money, with the marketing, with Taylor Swift. But we'll see. I'm going to actually keep a tab on how many times they show Taylor Swift.
Who do they show more tonight, Donald Trump or Taylor Swift?
This is also, yes, speaking of Donald Trump, he's the first president to ever be at a Super Bowl. So fun fact there. Sitting president. Sorry. Yes, sorry. That's pretty cool.
We had 21 votes on our poll about Super Bowl.
I say they'll show Taylor Swift more than Donald Trump.
We had 23 votes, 21 votes on our poll about who's going to win the Super Bowl. 3 votes for the Chiefs and 18 votes for the
A lot
Eagles.
of people are rooting for the Eagles.
Yeah,
a lot. Go Shaquan. I love Barkley. I love that you sent me that squatting video of him squatting 585 like it was nothing. He said, "Who can bench more or who can squat more, you but Jalen Hurts?" And he said, "Not even close."
Yeah, they went back to
That's
that video of Jalen squatting 600. It took him like a little bit, but he did it.
That's insane, though. I mean, 600 pounds, guys. That's stupid.
Yeah. That is ridiculous.
That is stupid.
I'd like to know exactly how much Barkley could squat.
I don't know, man.
I'd
say 7. I'd say in the 7s, probably.
I'd like to take him and Chubb back when he had 2 healthy knees and see which ones could squat the most.
My money's on Barkley.
Barkley would be good. I don't know Chubb. Chubb
was strong, man.
Yeah, Chubb was the all-state power lifter in squatting or whatever.
Those guys are insane.
He had a Georgia record there for a while in the weight room.
600 pounds.
Yeah.
Put it this way. Next Level Fitness Club, one of our sponsors for today's video, that would be the number 1 squat spot at 600 pounds.
Yeah, so come on in, Barkley.
Come on in. You'd be number 1. Josh Williams would drop down. I think he's number 1 or 2 on that. Yeah, that's pretty.
I don't even think
heavy.
Josh did. Was you there when Josh did that?
No.
Oh, exactly. It's fake, man. He lied.
Now, Josh's bench is real. I've seen it.
Hey, yeah, we've seen that.
And his deadlift. I've seen his deadlift, too.
His But, yeah, see the squat, he lied.
He lied on that
way. Squat. No way he did that. No way.
Oh, Josh. Oh, good old Josh. I have to message him and be like, I need video proof.
Definitely message Josh. Speaking of that, man, through this episode yesterday, had a lot of our friends message me, people that listen to the show, talking about how they called some of these games. So
yeah,
be sure.
Be on the lookout.
Be sure. I got a lot of people to list about a lot of people I haven't really ever mentioned. I guess listened to our episode. Our last one was like, I'm going to watch these basketball games. And they came back and was like, y'all are wrong on that one. Or I called this one. And I was like,
let us know, man. Yeah. Let us know. I agree. I had a couple of people reach out to me as well. Yeah. But there's one game that I really want to let people know that you and I called, as well. Yeah. So I definitely want to get into that. I'm pretty excited about today's episode. So we'll get there in just a second. But before we do, it's quiz time, baby.
I like
we brought these quizzes. Hopefully y'all like these quizzes. Let us know if you like the quizzes. If not, we'll take them out. Okay? It don't take long to do, but we like doing them. Hess, this one's for you, my man.
Okay.
Who was the first player to win the Naismith College Player of the Year award unanimously? Is it A, Michael Jordan? Is it B, Tim Duncan? Is it C, Zion Williamson? Or is it D, Larry Bird?
Okay, Jordan went to UNC.
Mr. Can't Miss Larry Bird.
Jordan at UNC, you had Duncan at Wake Forest, you had Zion at Duke, and you had Larry Bird at Indiana State.
Correct.
I don't think Bird won it unanimously because he had like Magic Johnson and stuff like that going on at Michigan State. Don't think Duncan won it unanimously. Actually, I feel like Duncan was how Duncan was in the NBA. Yeah, he won some MVPs, but he didn't. Duncan did it without all the popularity. It's coming down between the two Tobacco Road teams here. I'm going to say Zion.
Zion? That's your final answer? C, Zion Williamson?
Yeah.
That is correct. I would give you something, but I don't have nothing. So I'm sorry. I don't have a prize. But you did get it correct. Can you give me the year as a bonus?
I can't remember. I mean, he only played 1 year, so that would have been 28. When was Zion there?
I know.
2016?
2019. You had it right. You were going with.
I was about to say 19.
You was like 2018, 2019. That's what you was thinking. 2019.
I was thinking it. I really was thinking 19, but I was like, God, he's been I feel like he's been in the NBA longer. But
no, he's been injured the entire time, pretty much.
That's what I'm thinking, though. He's been in the NBA longer.
2019. I mean, he's only been in the NBA 5 years.
But apparently he has turned it around. Speaking of Zion, I'm glad you had him there. They were talking about him. A lot of people were talking about him being traded at deadline. The Pelicans said they were very happy with his work ethic. He's lost a lot of weight. Looks like Zion's finally getting back to what he was what we all thought he was going to be out of that draft. So good for Zion.
Yeah, good for Zion. I hope he stays healthy. Hope he keeps the weight under control. I know weight was an issue. And then injuries. So speaking of weight, we're still waiting on Luka Doncic to make a start. I think he is starting today. Since today's Monday, I think he is playing tonight.
Yeah, that's what I had heard.
So, all you NBA people.
I know I texted yesterday. We hear anything else about AD? Was it a significant injury? Or?
I didn't hear anything on it. I looked it up after you texted me that. I haven't looked at any updates since then.
I don't think it was anything.
I know they won by a lot, and so did the Lakers. The Lakers crushed Who was it? San Antonio, maybe? Can't remember who they was playing.
He left after a historic first half. Davis injured, Mavs debut.
Did you see the finish of the Hornets and the Spurs game the other night?
Yes,
That was wild.
it was.
I love LaMelo Ball.
It was
Him and
wild.
Bridges are just great. That's a great combo. I just wish they had more there, which the Dalton Connect, speaking of more there in Charlotte, and we'll move on to college basketball right after this, Dalton Connect is staying with LA.
Yeah,
He's not coming to Charlotte.
He
I
made
didn't
it
buy
to
that
Charlotte.
jersey.
He made it to
sucks, wouldn't it?
Charlotte. He made it to Charlotte, had his Hornet stuff on, was in the locker room going up actually for warm-ups, and they voided the trade. So, back to LA.
God, man. That sucks. I actually like them better at LA because they'll actually have a chance to make playoffs. Poor Charlotte,
Maybe.
they don't have
They
a
don't have a
chance.
big man now, though. That was why they wanted
I know they need Marcus Morrison.
Williams.
What's his name? Marcus Williams.
Yeah, they wanted the trade. They needed him.
Yeah.
Now they don't have. Now they have two forwards playing down low.
You got LeBron. What else you need?
Luka.
Yeah, you got
AD.
Luka too. They'll be good. They'll be fine. They'll be fine.
Lost
They're
score.
fine, man. College basketball recap. We'll get in today's episode since we're right at the 10-minute mark.
Yeah.
Friday had a big one. This was about the only big game you had. You had another game too, but this was the main game everybody was watching.
This was probably one of the biggest games of the weekend. I mean, just
It was.
looking at it.
It went quietly too. St. John's traveled to UConn. I don't think a lot of people picked this one. Hess and I have talked about UConn, how they've kind of been a huge letdown this year. They dropped another.
Yeah.
Now they're down to 16-7, so dropping to 16-7. They lost to St. John's 68-62. St. John's improves to a nice 21-3, guys. This team is impressive. And one thing I'll say, they've showed some recaps and replays of this game. The transition defense. I said it right.
Yeah, you did.
Transition defense is insane.
Yes.
The switch offs, they're playing excellent defense. This team has a chance to make it deep, guys.
That is a blueprint for Rick Pitino basketball.
Yes.
I mean, that is his game. And when he gets a team like this, it, like you said, they have a shot to make a run. I mean, they have the coaching.
Mhm.
They look like they have the team.
Yeah, they're good.
But very well could be a team that people are kind of overlooking here.
They're 12th. They're going to bump up, obviously, because it just beat a ranked opponent. So look for St. John's. Tomorrow rankings come out. Look for St. John's to crack the top 10.
You got to think where they started, too. They started in the 100s.
Yeah, way back.
Yeah,
there.
way down.
Yeah, R.J. Louis, Jr., led St. John's with 21 points, 10 of 21 shooting. And Liam McNeely led UConn, 18 points, 4 of 15 shooting. So a little bit rough, but he's 8 for 10 on free throws, so
Did you
good
say
there.
Millie Vanilli
Millie Vanilli. Great band. No free shout-out, but great band.
or Lim McNeely?
Liam McNeely.
Lim McNeely. So he wasn't fake. He
Yeah.
wasn't lip syncing the shots, was he?
He was not. Scott Hess wouldn't approve of this guy. How about that, Scott? Shout out to Scott.
Oh Lord.
But yeah, 68-62, 21-3. How you feel about St. John's, Hess? We talking Final Four?
Let's pump the brakes on that. Let's see what happens. I really want to see what this team does when they get in a tournament-based day after day after day game, because they do play with a lot of energy. You want to see if they can carry that over. So I think when the Big East tournament comes, we're going to find out if St. John's is what we think
They're made of.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, what they're made of.
I'm going to go ahead and say it. Final Four, ma'am.
Ooh, I like it. Like to see
Called
it. Like to see old Rick get back up there.
Saying it right now, so that way they'll lose first round.
I mean,
All
just a couple strippers, man, lost him that job at Louisville. So
Yeah, wouldn't be a problem now. Probably not. It's like everything now is just fine.
no, everything's fine. No matter what you do
Yeah,
now.
I mean, it's whatever. He was just a little ahead of his time, just like old Bruce Pearl. Speaking of Bruce Pearl,
Oh,
they played Saturday.
yeah. Somebody called this one.
Number 6, Florida traveled to Auburn. This was probably game of the weekend.
Yeah.
Florida comes into Auburn and beats them to give them their second loss.
Mhm.
They win this game 90-81. Florida improves to a very nice 20-3.
Mhm.
Auburn drops to 21-2. This was a good game. Pretty much the entire game, Florida had control. Florida at half was leading 48-38, which blew my mind. They put up 48 points on them. That's got to be close to the highest I've seen against Auburn in the first half. So, yeah. Who called this one, Hess? Who's your pals that called this?
Brandon Little called this one.
Mm.
He told me that. I also had Matt Bowman reach out to me from work. He said don't really go with Florida as a Georgia fan, but he just felt like Florida was going to pull the upset off here. He doesn't even watch basketball. He came out about it. And I also had Justin Osborne. He came out and said he actually called the Florida. He said it was going to be he actually said 8-point Florida victory.
8-point Florida. He was close.
Very close. Yes.
9. I mean, you and I called this one.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we called Florida. Unlike my nephew Jacob, who picked freaking Auburn.
Yeah, picked Auburn. I don't know what he was thinking there.
No idea. Them Duke fans. We'll get into that Duke game here in just a minute, but yeah,
absolutely.
Some people know ball and some people don't. You know,
yeah.
I mean, that's just is what it is. Some people just need to stick to the medical field. Am I right?
Yeah, absolutely.
No Duke joke intended there.
Stay in your lane.
Walter Clayton Jr.
Your boy.
My boy. 19 points, 6 of 11 shooting, led the Gators again. Fun fact, I told Hess this yesterday. I did not know this. I don't think Hess knew this. Walter Clayton Jr. was recruited by Rick Pitino at Iona his freshman year.
Did not know
We just talked about Rick Pitino. I think he knows ball.
He does.
He knows how to pick up players. But yeah, he played at Iona. Walter Clayton he's good. And
good all-around ball player.
I put him up there, for MVP pretty much. He'd be in the conversation. I put him top 5.
Put him up for the Naismith?
Yeah.
Nice.
He's not going to get it, but I'd have him in the talks. That's how good he is.
Yeah.
Miles Kelly did lead Auburn, which is weird. I don't know how many points Broome finished.
I think this was like the first time we've covered
Broome
Auburn.
Hasn't, somebody else has been leading scorer. Yeah,
when he's been playing.
22 points, 8 of 18 shooting. In my opinion, I think it was time for Auburn to lose another game. They won 15, 14, something like that straight.
Mm-hmm.
So, been a while since they've lost. I mean, they haven't lost since the Duke game. That was the last time they lost.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Lost this one at home too, right? So
yeah, lost it at home. A little weird. I think Florida shot very, very high.
Well, it's like me and you've said all year, like especially them in Kentucky. If you can't run with them the entire game, they're going to beat you. They're going to outscore you. Like that's the thing. You got to be able to run the entire game, all 40 minutes with Florida or Kentucky, especially Florida. And,
Florida's that team, man. They could do it.
They could. They're very capable.
I mean, we just don't know what we're going to get in the tourney.
That's right.
Because you got to think Florida earlier in the week lost to Tennessee by 20.
I mean, I look at the tournament as like a magic 8 ball. You shake that thing, you're just going to get different outcomes.
You have no idea what's going to happen.
Yep.
Depends on whose shots are falling. That's really what's going to come down to.
Yeah,
going to come down to. I'll let you get this next one here. Go over the top section here.
Yes. The top section. Next game, is that what we're talking about here?
Mm-hmm.
Number 2, Duke travels to Clemson. Before we get into this game too heavily, this was probably my favorite game of the week for one reason and one reason only. That was because of Dickie V being back.
Yes,
that was absolutely wonderful. And he has raised $100 million, I think, or more for cancer research. If y'all don't know, Dickie V was suffering from throat cancer. Yes. He was a PTPer, baby. He was a primetime performer. Yep, he was killing it yesterday. He was a diaper dandy out there. It was great to hear his voice back in a game, and I thought this was a great game for him to go to. Absolutely. He always covers them Duke games really well, and got to see probably my personal opinion, the best player we've seen in college basketball since KD, Cooper Flagg. But you know what? Just ain't enough sometimes.
It's not enough sometimes.
I will say Cooper played his heart out in this game, but they ended up losing 77-71. Number 2 team in the country goes down.
Number 1 and 2, same day.
Tyrese Proctor led Duke with 23 points. Cooper had a rough first half. He only had 4 points in the first half, but he bounced back extraordinarily in the second half. He was cramping, doing everything he could. I think he finished with 18 points in the second half. I think he finished with 22, to be honest with you. Shooting 3, really kept Duke in this game. I know Victor Lakine was the leading scorer for Clemson, but Chase Hunter was the baller here for Clemson, leading scorer for them, their best player. Clemson, last year, they lost. They made it to the Sweet 16 last year, lost to Alabama by 2.
Mm-hmm.
That Clemson, is this a game they can really build off of and make a big
Absolutely. Run? Clemson's 19-5. I look for them to crack into the top 25 tomorrow.
Yeah.
Duke, don't get me wrong, Duke just dropped to 20-3, no problem. It's like I said on the pod, if I'm a Duke fan, I'm okay losing this game right now. You need to lose a couple. Duke's not going to drop out of the top 5. I don't look for him to. The farthest back, I think they drop is 5th. So yeah, they're fine there.
Who goes farther, Duke or Auburn?
I bet Duke will go farther back. Auburn lost to a ranked opponent. Yeah.
Duke might follow the top 5 here.
No. It'll go Alabama, since they beat Arkansas. It's our next game here. So it should go Alabama. 2 will be...
Houston?
No, Tennessee probably. Maybe.
Tennessee 4?
Tennessee's 4 right now, so maybe Tennessee 2.
Tennessee 2, Houston 3.
Sorry, no, maybe. It's either Tennessee 2 or Florida 2. Because they'll be up there too. Florida, I say Tennessee 2, Florida 3.
Houston 4.
4, Auburn. 5, Duke. 6, Houston.
Nah, I think Houston jumps Duke. You don't lose the unranked opponent.
What is Houston? 6?
They were 4th.
7th.
They were
No.
4th.
Tennessee's 4th.
And we got to look at the top 25 here. We got to figure this top 25
Hang on,
out.
I got Houston on here. Houston's 5. Sorry.
Yeah.
Houston's 5.
They ain't falling out.
And they won. So that's I do think Alabama will be the new number 1.
Yeah, Alabama will be
new number 1.
Alabino.
Then it's toss up for the next 4. Honestly,
Duke's out.
Duke's 5 or 6. Duke's 5 or 6.
Yeah, they're out.
Okay. Are you happy about that outside the top 5?
I mean, yeah, good wake up call here. I mean, nothing to be hanging their head about.
I'd just like to say I called it.
You did. You called it.
I called
right
Clemson.
here, I'll say right now, your number 1 will be Alabama, Tennessee, Houston, Florida, Purdue. I'm going to drop Auburn and Duke below Purdue.
You know, I called a Duke fan. I just mentioned a minute ago, Jacob, after this game, and I told him I was sorry.
Is he okay?
I'm so sorry.
He was supposed to message back in our chat, and
He didn't. He was a little upset. I mean, he forgot what losing was like since they won like 16 straight.
I will
And
say,
they were undefeated in ACC.
not that he called much this weekend, but he did say he was a little worried about this Clemson game.
He did.
So-
Did. He said this was the one he was worried about, which I agree. We said Clemson would be tough.
We did.
Yeah, it is what it is. If I'm a Duke fan, I'm not worried at all.
It was a great game, though. I watched every bit. I watched all the second half.
And honestly, if there wasn't water on the court and made Cooper Flagg slip there towards the end, it might have been a different outcome.
Well, if Cooper Flagg would hydrate himself, or if they had.
And here's another thing too. Can we stop storming the court? I mean, they about ran Duke players over when they were coming out. Did you see that?
Yeah, it's not going to happen though.
I mean, they were just like plowing. I mean, they were like running into him. I'm like, guys, y'all. I mean,
well, I noticed they tried
crazy.
to get Cooper as close to the bench as they could at the end of the game.
yeah.
So.
I mean, they were trying to move him out of the way as soon as possible. Because I
And
mean, a couple years
although-
ago, I think it was last year before last, it was a Duke game, and a player got hurt.
Yeah,
it got stepped on.
I don't know where you got with the water on the court thing. I don't know where that came from. So
He slipped.
he did, but I mean, he jumped up in the air and came down. I mean,
No.
this
When
earlier
they
in
inbound the ball, it's like 73-71.
Oh,
And it was like 30
you see
seconds
how much
left.
the kid was sweating? He looked like he jumped out of a pool.
They got the ball to Cooper, offside inbound, and then he went down on low post, and he slipped.
I
He
think.
failed.
He was bad on cramps all the second half too.
It wasn't his fault, though. He
Right,
slipped on
but
the court.
my thing here with Duke is you're going to have to facilitate here. I mean, I know Tyrese Proctor had 23.
I'd give it to
but-
Proctor on that because everybody's going to be
Well,
swarming Cooper.
My biggest thing here is I think down the stretch there, Cooper got too passive. At that point in the game, I wanted to see Cooper take
Cooper hit that 3 to go back up by 1. I mean, that was
He did,
disgusting.
but at the end of the game, they had one really good shot, and he was just him and one more man. He's driving in. He made a terrible pass down low.
Yeah.
To him, I would have took that. I want to see him be the aggressor there. My thing
Cooper's
here,
the type of player that will watch film again on that and not make that mistake again.
I agree, but the thing here with Duke, as far as Shire, I'm going to look. If Cooper hadn't have stepped up the way he did in that second half, I'm pretty sure Proctor, most of his points came in the first half to kind of keep him in the game because Cooper was terrible. Whole second half was pretty much the Cooper Flagg show.
Yeah.
That's going to be Duke's little problem there. If Cooper's a little off and it takes him, if he has to put the whole team on his back, I'm not sure Duke can pull it off completely. They need a little bit of a supporting cast around him.
They're fine. This is still, in my opinion, a Final Four team.
I'm going to say Sweet 16.
Sweet 16.
Yeah, but Cooper Flagg is the best player in the country.
Yeah, without a doubt. Yeah, without a doubt. I can't wait to hear from our Duke fans on that one.
Yeah.
Let us know what you think, Duke fans. Moving on, Alabama, number 3. Like I said, they will be the new number 1 coming out tomorrow. versus Arkansas. They traveled to Arkansas. Arkansas just picked up a huge win against Kentucky last week. I thought maybe they might come back on this one. They were down pretty big at one time, but they did end up outscoring Alabama in the second half. End up losing though, 81-85. It wasn't enough. The Razorbacks dropped to 14-9. Alabama improves to a stellar 20-3. Alabama, fun fact, has the toughest schedule in the SEC according to the rankings.
Yes,
and they're 20-3.
Mm-hmm.
Solid team all around. I mean, you got multiple scores every week. We got a new high scorer really for Alabama. This week it was Grant Nelson who had 15, 5 of 7 shooting. I think Sears had an excellent game. Had multiple scores in multiple figures. Not even going to try to pronounce Arkansas players. Look,
Zavonamir
Avicic, 27 points, balled out, 10 of 18 shooting. Arkansas was down almost by 20 at one point in this game, so to bring it back in with 4, they must have closed really strong.
And here's the cool thing, too.
This was a late game, too.
It was a late game, and if Arkansas could have pulled this off, it would have been the 5th time in college basketball history that 1, 2, 3 had all lost in a single day, and the last time that happened was 2012. So it was close to seeing it happen again.
Who was do you have the teams?
I don't have the teams, no.
2012, probably Kansas,
UNC, Duke.
probably. Typical, maybe Kentucky.
Yeah.
During that. 85-81 Alabama. How you feeling about Alabama right now?
They're hitting
Tough.
a stride at the right time.
They're tough, man. 20-3. It's so hard to pick, man.
It is.
It's so hard to pick because SEC right now is looking at 3 number 1 seeds.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to look at Alabama right here. I mean, I think they're the one SEC team that nobody's really talked about. We've talked about Kentucky. We've talked about Tennessee. We've focused on Auburn. We've talked about Florida. Alabama's just stayed there in the top 5 all year, and nobody's.
If I'm not mistaken, too, would this put Alabama at the 1 seed in the SEC as overall?
Mm-hmm.
I think so.
Yeah, I think they've only got 1 SEC loss.
So they're ahead of Auburn at the moment, or tied for first, one of the two. Tied because that's Auburn's first loss.
Yep, they'll be tied with Auburn. That game's coming up too.
Wow.
Yeah,
it's getting crazy, guys. We still got a month left before March Madness.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to get wild. Anything else you wanted to add on that one? It was a good game.
It was a very good game. Arkansas showing some improvement. So,
yeah.
Coach
Calipari doing some work down there.
It is. Probably getting in them kids' ear a little bit. That Kentucky victory was a good momentum boost for them.
Absolutely. That was a heck of a game by them.
Mm-hmm.
It was the best I've seen them all year.
Yeah.
Number 4, Tennessee versus Oklahoma. Speaking of best I've seen all year, this was Tennessee's best shooting game I've seen all year. They shot 66 or 67% in the first half, the highest I've ever seen this season. They ended up beating Oklahoma. They went to Oklahoma and won 70-52. Wasn't even a game. They led at half, 45-25, and then they took the brakes off really and let Oklahoma outscore them by 2 in the second half, but it didn't really matter. Tennessee improves to a stellar 20-4. Oklahoma drops to 16-7, and that SEC play is just killing them. Something about the SEC, they cannot figure it out. Is what it is. Like to see this. Chaz Lanier led the Vols with 21 points, 9 of 17 shooting, and Jalen Moore led Oklahoma 12 points, 4 of 12 shooting. This was a good game, too, for Zakai. I think he had 17 points, 10 assists, and 4 steals or rebounds, something like that. Great game. All around great game. The Vols host Kentucky. They go to Kentucky, so they're going to Rupp on Tuesday, tomorrow night. Big game there. Who you taking?
Give me Tennessee big.
Tennessee back with a redemption win over Kentucky. Big. Tennessee, if they can keep this up. Now, I'm not trying to get too excited, too ahead of myself. Good-looking little squad.
Yeah. I really think my big takeaway from this game is I hope Heupel was here. I hope he took notes on how to actually – I hope he was here to actually see how to beat Oklahoma in Oklahoma.
I mean, they beat Oklahoma in regular season 25-15.
This is what the football team should have done.
Well, they beat them about 10.
This is what we should have seen in
the
scores football program. They should have beat them by at least 21.
Still won.
I hope Heupel took notes on this one, how to actually beat his alma mater. I know he misses them, but I hope he was there to take notes.
That sounds like a Georgia fan talking about how to beat Alabama and beat them by 10 or something.
We did.
That's good. We beat Oklahoma by 10, too. So
we beat them actually by 17 in the national championship.
Hey, Ness. This is college basketball. This isn't college football.
I was just saying, if y'all go into Norman and beat them like you should have beat them here in football, y'all might have been ranked higher and avoided an Ohio State game.
Don't matter. Nobody's beating Ohio State in the playoffs. Obviously.
Texas about did.
But they didn't.
But they didn't.
Yeah. Woulda, coulda, shoulda, woulda, coulda. Messed that up.
Woulda, shoulda, woulda.
I'm out on that one. Moving on down. Number
5. Houston.
Run it.
At Colorado. No Deion Sanders here, guys. Wouldn't have mattered. Travis Hunter probably would have helped a little bit. But yeah, Houston ended up winning this game 69-59. Scores a little closer than the game actually was. I think Houston kind of just played this game. Just go to Boulder, get them a victory, get out of there, make sure everybody's healthy.
Nonchalant win. Yep.
Jawan Roberts led Houston with 20 points. He was 9 for 11 from the field, 2 for 4 from free throw line. Julian Hammond III for Colorado, stellar athlete here, really fun guy to watch. He had 22 points. He was 7 for 13, 3 for 4 from the free throw line. Colorado, big time down this year. They fought an abysmal 9-14 on the season, just really struggling. Don't have much outside of Julian. Houston, doing what Houston needs to do, keeping those wins rolling. They improved to 19-4 on the season. They got a big game coming up in a couple weeks against Iowa State. What's your thoughts here on Houston's victory over Colorado?
Houston's good. I still don't put them in that elite column. Okay. Just where I'm going to leave them. Great. Let me put them at great. If they're top 5, they'll go up in ranking. Should put them at great, not elite. I think elite is like just there's something off about Houston. That's what I've said all year. I don't know what it is. They'll probably be great in tournament time, but I don't see it.
Okay.
Most of their games have been really close too. They haven't really like blown out anybody, and I need to see like that. I mean, when they're playing at 9-14 or 9-13 at that time, Colorado team. I mean, they should win this game by 30.
Yeah. Maybe the elevation in Colorado affected them a little bit.
Nah. Can't use that as an excuse.
Just saying. Hey, a win's a win. Hey, they won by 10.
Win's a win.
Just like the Vols when they went to Norman. They beat Oklahoma by 10 and got a big.
I was waiting on it.
Yep.
I was waiting on it. Yes, a win's a win.
Win's a win.
Don't matter if it's by 1. Don't matter if it's by a second or 10. A win's a win.
Okay.
Quarter mile at a time. Shout out to Fast and Furious. Oh. Winning's winning.
Hey, we did watch the, speaking, you say Fast and Furious?
Yeah, it's the first one.
We just watched,
Dom.
We watched Fast 9 or 10, whichever one is where they go to space and John Cena's in it.
9, I think.
No, that's terrible.
And they're all terrible after 7.
It's so bad.
They're bad. They're bad after 7. I'm telling you. I'll watch 1 through 7 anytime.
8
after
wasn't
that.
Bad. 8 wasn't bad. 8
is 8 with John Cena?
No, 9.
When they're at the racetrack?
9's the one where they introduced John Cena.
9's the one with John Cena. That one's okay.
It was too much. The whole space.
Wait, have you watched the new one? 10?
No.
Wow. Even worse.
Yeah.
It's just getting worse.
They're stretching it, man.
Watch 10, you'll be like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Like, what is going on here? Winning's winning. Number 8, Iowa State versus TCU.
Yeah.
Hess been high on the Cyclones all year. I've not been. I doubted them all year. But they did get a bounce back win here. Just lost 3 straight.
Yeah.
Lost 3 straight, so they were dropped to 18-5. But they did beat TCU by 30. That's what I expect to see out of a good team. 82-52. TCU drops to 12-11. Trezarion White led TCU with 9 points.
Way to go, Trezarion.
Shot 50% of the field, 3-6.
Yeah.
Curtis Jones. This is how Iowa State has to win these games and how they have to win moving forward. Curtis Jones has to lead them. 24 points, 7-11 shooting. Very solid bounce back performance for Iowa State. Look for Iowa State to beat Houston. I'm going to go ahead and say that.
Woo. That'd be a good matchup.
That will be a good matchup. But I do think the Cyclones are there. They're just not elite.
Well,
how about that? I'm gonna put Iowa State and Houston in the same category.
Okay. Are they in a category by themselves?
No, I'll put another team on here in just a second with them.
Okay. Next game, Michigan State had a home game here. About to say they traveled. Had a home game against Oregon here. Big win here for big bounce back win here for Michigan State. I think they lost 2 straight coming into this one.
They
was
lost 2 in California.
Yeah,
that was in their California trip.
Yeah, their LA trip there to USC
and UCLA.
Yep, UCLA. Like I said, big bounce back win here by Michigan State, 86-74.
Big
Jackson's
bounce back win.
Yeah, a lot of B's there.
A lot of B's, man.
Jackson's just Shellstad. I don't know why I'm trying to too much.
He's trying to Shellstad.
Yeah.
Shellstad, add a little pepperoni and cheese on there, please.
Yeah.
Shellstad.
Give me a Shellstad.
Give me a Shellstad. Yeah. Hey, waiter, come here. Give me a Shellstad.
He led Oregon with 20 points. He was 7-13 from the field, 4-6 from the free throw line. Jace Richardson almost had 30, 29 points, 9 for 13 from the field, 8 for 9 from the free throw line. Big win here. Mm-hmm. Keep Michigan State, keep that momentum rolling in the right direction for them. And Tom Izzo is Michigan State a team to be watching out for come tournament time.
Yes.
If they played St. John's tomorrow, who you got?
St. John's.
Okay. Just kind of curious how you're feeling about those two teams. I feel like they're kind of even in a way.
St. John's got better defense. I'll say that at the moment. Better transition defense.
And the reason I say that, you got two historic coaches. You got Rick Pitino, and then you got Tom Izzo here. So I
do think St. John's would pull it out. But, I circled Michigan State about 3 weeks back, and then I had a little rough spell there because they lost 2 straight. But it was also road games all the way out in California, so that's a time change and everything, climate change. So all that plays.
The climate and stuff don't have any effect if it didn't bother the people in Colorado. Can't use that as an excuse.
All righty then. I did say that.
You did.
But I'm going to use that excuse here. Okay. That it can play a factor. How about that? I'll back up and retract my statement from earlier, Hess. How about that?
Okay. All right.
I mean, it's a little bit different because what I was getting at is USC and UCLA are way better than Colorado.
Agreed.
So that's the difference.
I just think if USC would have had Bronny still, they would be a better team.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Bronny's improved, man. Mm-hmm. He's improved big time. Yeah, I think USC would be ranked if they had Bronny right now.
Yeah, good.
I think we'd see Bronny having 13, 14 a game probably.
That'd be nice. That'd be cool to see.
Mm-hmm. Be good to see.
Better. Wouldn't be the laughing stock that it was last year.
Yeah, they were terrible. Which they also lost another 5-star last year, right? He got in trouble or something like that.
They did. And they lost their coach who went to SMU.
Yeah, it was bad. Bad year for USC. USC's just, ever since Reggie Bush, just been terrible.
Yep. They lost. They took everything from Reggie Bush.
Took everything from Reggie, and he said, "I'll take everything from you."
Yeah, that's right.
Don't ever mess with Reggie Bush. How dare you?
I'll let you do this next one since you've kind of talked about both of these things, especially this one.
Yeah, kind of surprising here. Number 10, Texas A&M traveled to number 15, Missouri. Mm-hmm. Texas A&M gets a dub by 3, 67-64. We've all said it. We figured this will be a very close game. Both these teams are pretty evenly matched. I do think Missouri out-edges Texas A&M in offense, but I think Texas A&M's defense is a little bit better, so kind of balances each other out. But Texas A&M improves to an 18-5. Missouri drops to a 17-6. Missouri's still very good. Do not count them out. Farrell Payne for Texas A&M led him with 20 points, 7 of 9 shooting. Very nice game for him. And Tamar Bates for Missouri, 5 of 17 shooting, 16 points. So didn't have Caleb Grill leading this team. I think that might have been the difference maker because he's usually averaging 20 points a game right now. So I think that's the biggest difference maker in this. I did think Missouri was going to come back. They did outscore Texas A&M 35-29 in the second half, but Texas A&M's defense is it's too much. So very surprised. Missouri just dropped 2 in a row. They lost to Tennessee, and then they lost to Texas A&M. So
yeah,
SEC, don't know. It's weird.
A&M.
I picked Missouri. I picked Missouri to win this one, but Texas A&M's won how many in a row now? 2 or 3?
Yeah, I mean that's what we said though about Texas A&M. Like we just don't know what we're going to get out of A&M night in, night out. So, but
they play like this every game. I mean, this team could make a run.
Yeah, they should. They could. They very well could. I mean, they got a great coach in Buzz Williams. They can play some good defense. They can score when they need to. Obviously, this game shows you they can take out the premier scorer and force somebody else to make some baskets here. And I mean, they pulled off a 3-point victory here. So good win by Texas A&M on the road at Missouri. Missouri's been a tough place to play this year in the SEC play, and they came out and did some big things. Big win here.
Big win.
Aggies.
Very big win for the Aggies. Give 12th win.
Now another game. Number 11, Marquette traveled to Creighton, lost 77-67. Big upset victory here for Creighton. Marquette falls from 18-6 on the season. Cam Jones, who has been leading Marquette pretty much every game. He finished with 27 points, 11 for 19 from the field, 2 for 2 from the free throw line. Stephen Ashworth led Creighton with 22 points. He was 7 for 11 from the field and 2 for 2 from the free throw line. Creighton been a team we've been talking about.
Mhm.
Team to watch out for. Legendary coach and Coach McDermott still there. Guy that's been in the tournament, knows how to get a team there, knows how to win in the tournament. Marquette has been on the exact opposite roller coaster as far as Creighton. Creighton's going up the track, and Marquette hit the top, and they're going down.
Going down. Hit the plateau.
They have. So is it time for concern in Marquette?
Yeah. It's been time of concern. They haven't won no big game.
Yeah.
This was a big game. I'm going to Creighton. Creighton's 18-6 now. Probably going to be top 25 after this win.
I think it's just crazy, though. You got two teams in the same conference. One's 18-6, the other team's 18-6, but one's unranked and one's ranked 11th.
It's the strength of schedule, obviously, but Marquette hasn't won these big games.
Yeah,
they've lost all the big games pretty much. Mm-hmm. I think they might have a couple, but not what we expected from Marquette. And I'm gonna put Marquette in the same category as Houston and Iowa State. That's why I got them three teams.
I don't put Marquette.
Yes.
They're nowhere near Houston or Iowa State.
They're in the same ballpark.
I put Marquette in the same category as Kentucky, Memphis, and Maryland.
Ooh. That's way worse.
Well, I just think Maryland's 17-5.
And Kentucky can be good, so let's just not forget that.
Yeah, but just the way they've been playing here lately, I just think
bounce back win.
I don't think Marquette's up to where Houston and Iowa State are at.
I put all three of them in the same category.
I think at Houston, Iowa State, and Purdue and Michigan State kind of the same.
Purdue. I think Purdue's better than Houston and Iowa State. And I think Michigan State is better than Houston or Iowa State. Yes. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Maybe not Houston, but definitely Iowa State. I've not been high on Iowa State all year. I don't see it.
We'll see.
We'll see it. We'll see, because none of these teams are going to even be on there. Is Creighton going to make a run?
Yeah, I think they are, man. I think they're building.
They beat UConn. They beat UConn a couple weeks back. They just beat Marquette.
They won most of the games down the stretch. I think the last couple times we've covered them, they've won their game. So I think the only loss they've had, I think they lost to Xavier close a couple weeks ago. But I think Creighton's a team to be watching for.
Yeah, got some shooters. Yeah, look for Creighton to crack the top 25, guys. I think they'll be like 24th.
Here's the next one on the docket here is the one that I called this week. I said I went with Arizona. You went with your boy Chris Beard.
I did.
Texas Tech traveled to Arizona. Arizona ended up pulling this one out 82-73. This game was a really good game. It was a 2-point game and a half. Really close all the way through. Just Arizona pulled away with foul shots at the end of the game. Caleb Love led Arizona with 16 points. He was 4 for 15 from the field, 7 for 9 from the free throw line. JT Toppin. I wonder if that is if he's related to Toppin that came from Dayton at the Knicks drafted. Amari Toppin.
Good possibility.
Yep. I wonder if
it's probably his brother or something, probably.
Yeah, I was about to say it is. But he led Texas Tech with 21 points, 9 for 21 from the field. A little rough there. And then 2 for 2 from the free throw line. Arizona, been pulling out some big wins here lately. Texas Tech, just a little bump in the road, I think, here for them. What's your take on this game?
Yeah, nothing. I mean, I said this could go either way, and I did say that Texas Tech is the hottest team before this game, because they were. They were shooting lights out and just playing excellent defense. But going to Arizona is a tough place to play. And Zona, we said for a long time now, if Caleb Love starts to get going, this Arizona team could be very dangerous. So, yeah, it is what it is. It's one of those things. If I'm Texas Tech, no big deal. 18-5. Arizona 17-6 now. Keep an eye on Arizona. They're winning these big games here now. They're starting to win. Nobody's talking about them.
Yeah, that's true.
And Arizona's always like a usually premier basketball team.
They're winning when it matters. They're winning right now to get momentum.
They're winning the big games.
Yep, winning the big games and winning.
And I think they're pretty high up too in the conference rankings.
Yeah, I think they're first in the Big 12.
Yeah. So, yeah, great win by Arizona.
Yeah, big win here.
Huge win.
But, doing kind of what we need their football team to do this year.
Yeah, football team was.
Fajita was not sizzling this year.
Old fajitas. Not sizzling.
Not sizzling this year.
Good times.
Yeah,
Zona. Circle
them. Put it in the same category as Creighton.
I'm still not doubting Texas Tech. Keep
putting Arizona in the same category as Creighton.
Arizona in the same category as Creighton. I think Zona's a little better.
Okay, do you put Zone in the same category as St. John's?
I put Creighton in the same category as St. John's.
So you think Arizona's better than St. John's?
Could be. They got more potential size wise.
Okay.
More potential. Let me put it that way. More talent. But St. John's probably one of the best 5 on the court when they're playing.
Mm-hmm.
So
you utilize that bench very well.
I don't know. It's college basketball. I don't know, man.
College basketball, it's fine.
They're both good. They're both good. Let me just say that. I put Arizona. I mean I put them with Michigan State. How about that? Comparable. I think Arizona right now they're playing like a top 10 team. They are. They just beat a great Texas Tech team, a hot Texas Tech team.
We're getting to the point now where we're you're mushing together a bunch of teams that are down here, but you're taking away. You're sitting here based off this how I'm taking what you're saying, just so you kind of be in my seat.
Sure.
What you're saying here is these teams are playing like St. John's, who you're saying is a top 10 team, Texas Tech, Michigan State. But then you're sitting here saying Iowa State and Houston. Houston is 5th. I can get you with the Iowa State stuff, but you're sitting here saying that Arizona State or Arizona should be 5th and Houston should be where Arizona.
I didn't say 5th. I just don't think.
I
think Houston's overrated. I think Iowa State's overrated.
So, if you can make your own top 25 here, would you have Arizona ranked ahead of Houston?
Right now, yeah. Right now.
So
yeah,
you could honestly say right now, no particular order, 6 teams right here: Auburn, Duke, Alabama, Tennessee, Arizona, Florida, Purdue.
Yeah, I put them up there. Why not?
Okay.
Why not? That's just how they're playing right now. They'll lose. They'll lose next game because I just think
Houston's a top 5 team.
Maybe. I don't know. I haven't seen it. I have not seen it.
I'm just getting a little bit.
I mean, based off the record, sure.
I'm just laying groundwork for.
But they just, I need them to annihilate somebody.
Okay.
You know, they just beat Colorado by 10, and it was kind of a closer game than expected. Way closer than a lot of people expected. What's their biggest win? Can you give me their biggest win? And maybe they have.
They lost to Auburn second game of the year, 74-69.
Okay.
They lost to Alabama in OT, 85-80.
Okay.
Their worst game was San Diego State. They lost 73-70 in overtime. Biggest win, they beat K-State 87-57 as far as points.
That's pretty good.
They beat Troy 62-42. They beat Kansas in overtime, double overtime. They beat West Virginia 63-49. Yeah, the Kansas State's their biggest point difference. That one, the BYU game.
Which Kansas State's down this year, but they just got a huge upset.
Yeah.
But
Houston's got Arizona on Saturday, the 15th.
Perfect. There we go. We'll see what they are. We'll see what they are. We'll see what they are.
That's where they get that big
we'll see.
Somebody victory.
We'll see. I hope so. I really do. That way you can be like, I told you so. I hope so. I just don't see it.
But hey, that was
them and Iowa State. I just don't see it.
Hey, that was a good segue there, though.
No hate, just being honest.
Talked about Kansas State. You can lead this one off.
Oh, you're skipping one. You're skipping Kentucky and South Carolina.
It's Kentucky.
Kentucky blew South Carolina out, guys. I'll run through this one real quick. 80-57, improved to 16-7, but they're still probably dropping rankings because they lost 4 out of the last 5. So Otiga Owa, I think I said that right.
Awa.
17 points, 6 of 10 shooting. Still haven't seen Brea lead this team. He'll probably destroy Tennessee again. He'll probably go 6 for 6 from 3. Colin Murray Boyles for South Carolina, 14 points, 5 of 13. South Carolina just does not have it this year. They dropped to 10-13 on the season. So big win for the Wildcats and bounce back win for Wildcats.
I will say this about Ortega. He's probably the most athletic player in
good.
the SEC. Like as far as just pure athletic ability. Yeah, he is he's a star in the SEC that nobody's talking about.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, he's good. Him and Bray. I mean that Kentucky team, again, talent wise, top 5. Talent wise. But they have not put it together. And I don't know if Pope's the guy. I know it's his first season, but we'll see.
Is DeBoer the guy in Alabama?
No, I knew he's going there. We talked about this last week. I knew he was going right there. I knew he was going right there. So that's how come I said for his first year. I wanted to clarify that before I just got, throat punched about DeBoer. Yeah. We'll see. Kentucky probably this Tennessee game coming up is going to be a tough one. I think it's a 5-point game again.
Kirby went 7-4 in his first season at Georgia.
Wow, but he inherited an already pretty decent program with Mark Richt. So
Mark Richt.
Richt, R-I-C-H-T. Sorry, that's how you spell his name.
Yeah.
God, ridiculous. Start us off, man. Start us off.
Number 16, Kansas Jayhawks finally left Allen Fieldhouse and went to the other team in Kansas, Kansas State. Kansas State wins this game. Big upset here for Kansas State. They won 81-73 to improve to 12-11 on the season. Kansas, kind of in that same boat as Kentucky, falls to 16-7 on the season. Hunter Dickerson back leading Kansas after not leading them last game. He had 21 points, 8 for 16 from the field, 4 for 6 from the free throw line. David Newgosson, or David Gosson, probably the end silent, I would say, led Kansas State with 20 points. He was 9 for 13 from the field, 2 for 3 from the free throw line. This is a big rivalry game here. These two teams absolutely cannot stand each other. I was glad to see it because I'm not a big Kansas fan. I'm not a big fan of Bill Self, so I was happy to see Kansas State pull this one off. It kind of makes me chuckle when I see Kansas lose. I see you giving the old thumbs down with Kansas.
Yeah.
Are you done with Kansas? We done talking about them?
They're off the rails. Yeah, they've been bad here past month.
Yeah,
bad.
I have.
Yeah, I'm out on Kansas.
Out on Kansas.
Yeah.
Kansas State, can they make a run?
No.
Nope.
No, that's just a good win.
All right. Well, you can do this next one here.
You don't want to talk about your boys? Mississippi State, number 22, traveled to Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
Georgia finds a way to lose again. Drop to Sorry. Cracks me up anytime I got to talk smack about Georgia. Mississippi State wins this game 76-75, improving to 17-6. Mississippi State still a very sound team. Georgia drops to 16-8, cannot win in the SEC for some reason. What happened here, Hess? I mean, Josh Hubbard led Mississippi State 16 points, 7-14 shooting. Silas Demary Jr.? Demary. Silas
Demery Jr.
Thank you. I can't pronounce his name.
All SEC Georgia, point guard.
Sorry, Georgia's been so bad. I can't keep up with their players. 23 points, 7 of 18 shooting.
Best game 7 of 8
from. Yes, that's what I was going to say. Where's your boy? Where's your boy Noel been? Where's he been?
They've been double teaming him a lot.
He's struggled here lately.
Yeah, that's been the thing. I mean, you look back at that Tennessee game. Tennessee would let him kind of run. They let him run loose in the first half, and then the second half, y'all shut him down. And since that point, that's been the thing with every team.
Yep.
Georgia been a couple games in this stretch, this terrible stretch they're on. I think they've won 1 out of their last 7.
It's been bad. It's been bad.
They did go through that gauntlet during that Tennessee stretch. They had Tennessee, Auburn, Alabama, but
still, you got to get one of those.
They can't win some of these games. I mean, the Auburn game, they lost by 2. This game, they lost by 1. Arkansas, they lost by 1. There's just a lot of what ifs with the Georgia team, but they're heading in the right direction. Just year or 2 away. Yeah,
that's what we said. We've said they're a step off.
Yep.
The way SEC is going, though, I mean, they might never get there.
Might never get there.
It just happens. But like you said, a couple baskets of differences, and this team might be 18-5.
Yeah, look at them ranked. So I mean, you never know.
You never know, guys. That's the thing with college basketball. Is Georgia going to make it in?
No.
You think they're out?
Yeah, they're NIT bound.
NIT bound. Ouch. I say you're right. I don't think we'll see the 13 teams or 12 teams, what they were talking about. I think it's going to be 11 in the SEC. Probably.
Maybe.
We'll see. A lot of basketball left.
I mean, you keep wanting Arizona and all these other teams. We got to make some room for them.
Arizona's going to make it, His.
I didn't say that, but I'm saying we're going to have to make some room for these other conferences.
Right now, Arizona beats Houston this Saturday. How about that? I'll go that far.
Ooh.
I'll go a whole week out. They got a game before that. I'll go a whole week out.
It's a tough one.
That is tough. That's tough for me to say that, but I do think they will. And Houston's probably going to beat them by 50. Speaking of winning, Michigan.
Yeah, boy.
Good little team here. I watched most of this game. They're pretty solid. Been kind of streaky. Michigan's 18-5, 24th in the nation. Beat Indiana Do you know Indiana's head coach is leaving after this year?
Yes, step it down.
Is it Mark Woodson? Is that his name?
I think it is, yes.
Yeah. And didn't he coach? Who did he coach before that? He coached in the NBA some?
You're thinking Mike Woodson.
Mike Woodson. Is it not Mike Woodson? I'm about positive it's Mike Woodson. Hang on. I got to look this up.
Mike Woodson was the head coach of the Cavs with LeBron.
He's Indiana. I'm about positive.
That was Mark.
Might be Mike. I said Mark, didn't I? I meant Mike. Yeah, Mike Woodson. He's head coach of Indiana.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yep. So he coached Cavs and somebody else too, didn't he?
Yeah, he coached the Lakers.
Lakers.
Yep.
He went where LeBron went everywhere there for a while.
Yes.
Back in like the late 2010s to 13, 14, 15, right through there.
Yep.
That's right. I knew I recognized him yesterday when they was talking about him. They was like, yeah, he's going to step down. And I was like, what?
Yeah,
I didn't realize he was at Indiana.
Indiana's a team you kind of expect historically to be at least ranked, and they haven't been anywhere close to that over the last couple of years. So
yeah, they dropped to 14-10. They lost this game 70-67. Thought for sure they was going to pull it out. They dropped 40 on Indiana in the second half over their 27, but it was just pretty much flip flopped. Danny Wolf, I think he's the big center for Michigan. He had 20 points, 7-13 shooting, and Malik Renew had 16 points, 7-14 shooting for Indiana. I like Indiana's warm up suit. I always like those pants. That's about it from Indiana. That's about the best thing they've had this year.
Yeah, been pretty bad up in Indiana, in the Hoosier State.
Yeah, into Hoosier State.
But, I look at this too. I expect Michigan to come in the way they've been playing. I expect them to come in and actually win this game pretty handily. The game's a little close, too close for comfort. Took the foot off the gas in the second half.
They did. Still not counting out Michigan. They got that big center.
I got a lot of Big Ten teams ahead. I mean, you got Maryland. I think Maryland's better than them. I think Illinois is better than them. I think Michigan State's better than them. And I definitely think Purdue's better than them.
Illinois got a big one coming up. They got Duke here in a couple weeks.
Do they?
Yes, they play in Madison Square Garden.
It's a weird timing for a non-conference game.
February 22nd, maybe?
I'll look. I will let you know.
Let me know. I think Jacob is going to that game.
Yep, February 22nd. $127 lowest ticket. The game's at 8 o'clock. Man, this is a gauntlet of a stretch here for Illinois. They got UCLA at home this week. Then they got Michigan State at home. Then they travel to Wisconsin. Then the game at MSG against Duke.
Yeah, that's tough. We'll see what Illinois is made of. Also, a quiet team nobody's really talking about, so they could go on a run here.
Good.
They about beat Tennessee earlier in the season. I remember
66,
that game.
66-64.
Yeah, that was a great game.
Speaking
of great games, this last one to wrap up on the weekend recap, number 25, Ole Miss traveled to LSU.
Yeah.
Did you run through this one?
Yeah, I was expecting a bigger win here.
This. Yeah.
But, I mean, especially after Georgia beat LSU earlier this week, that was a good win for old Georgia. To kind of bounce back, and I figured, Ole Miss coming in here, I figured they would lay it to LSU, but LSU hung tough. Final score of this one was 72-70. LSU falls to 12-11 on the season. Ole Miss improves to 18-6. Dre Davis led the Ole Miss Rebels or Land Sharks or whatever you want to call them. He had 22 points. He was 8 for 16 from the field, 6 for 10 from the free throw line. Cam Carter led LSU with 16 points, 6 for 14 from the field. Did not make that free throw. He makes that free throw, you might be looking at a little bit of a different game because depending on how they have played down the stretch. I expected more out of Ole Miss out of this one, to be honest with you.
They were down
disappointed in Ole Miss. Yeah.
They were down 39-33.
A little disappointed in Ole Miss.
Yeah. I mean, you see a Chris Beard team and you think, should be pretty stellar. Still a good win. LSU didn't lose by much to Alabama just a couple weeks back. I think that was like a 6-point game.
Yeah.
So they're not bad, but they're 12-11. They're kind of, I put LSU in the South Carolina realm. They're just, they've been close, but they just can't close it.
I like that. I like that take.
That's some basketball names right there. Dre Davis and Cam Carter. That is some basketball
names. Played in the Dust Bowl.
Sounds like it.
Yeah, definitely.
Sounds like it, definitely. Some basketball names. Yeah, Ole Miss, I'm not counting them out yet. 18-6, still very good. But I'm not as high on them as I was at the beginning of the season. I've seen some flaws.
Wanted to hear that. Mm-hmm. Like it when we admit our wrongs.
Yeah, seeing some flaws, so I'm not as high on them as I was.
Okay. All right, man. Well, what a crazy weekend it was in college basketball. Guys, we did decide to go ahead and just finish out the basketball recap so we can give you a smooth, clean slate. I know we talked about some baseball. We're going to get that to you throughout the week. we're getting ready to bring this episode to a close. So I just want to let you guys know that baseball is coming. We're preparing that. We really want to give you all a good review, preseason review on baseball. So be looking out for that this week. But we do have some other things.
Mm-hmm.
Rankings will come out tomorrow. Alabama be number one.
Yep, Alabama should be your number one.
Okay, I agree with that. I think
the rest is kind of uncertain.
Yeah,
I mean, it really is. Yeah.
Got some other sporting news out there. We kind of been touching base on this about every episode over the last couple of weeks. We had some big golf. One of the favorite majors or tournaments for me and Castle. We watch this one pretty much every year. They had the Waste
Watching it right now.
Had the Waste Management Phoenix Open. Spieth.
Yeah.
Can he make a run?
He is currently in third now.
Oh boy.
He's 5 shots back off Dietrich. Dietrich's 20 under through 13. Berger is 16 under through 12. And Spieth is 15 under through 13 tied with Kim and McKinstry.
Okay.
So 5 shots back, 5 holes to go. I doubt it. I'm gonna say Dietrich wins this.
Saying there's a chance though.
Nah.
No chance.
He's out. He's gonna finish third.
All right.
I was hoping to get a win, man. That'd be huge. Scotty Scheffler made a run today.
Did you hear the talk where he was talking about Spieth last year? Said he went to go, so I can't remember what tournament it was in. He swung off the tee box and the ligament in his hand popped out.
Spieth?
And he popped it back in. And since then, he's had a bunch of hand issues. That's what was bothering him there in the off season.
Jeez.
But obviously, he's got that.
He's played really good. He played really good this tournament.
Yeah, he's
really
good. He did good last week too. He's been playing really well. So
could have a big breakout season for Spieth. Keep an eye on him.
I like to see Spieth do well.
Also, someone else that kind of fell off there for a couple years, but he's played really good in this round. Justin Thomas.
Yeah,
I think he's tied for 8th or something. He's 9 under, 10 under, somewhere on there. So top 10 finish probably for him. And of course, Scotty Scheffler. Probably going to see a top 5 finish for him in this one.
Did anybody ever lose or find Ricky Fowler? I know he was
who
camoed out.
I don't even think he's top 20. My boy Ricky. I love Ricky. But I never get to watch him on TV because he's never in the top 10.
If y'all didn't know, this weekend he had a full-on camo outfit, and it was absolutely epic, especially when he was shooting from the bushes.
I love Ricky.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, my favorite golfer, of course, besides Tiger, and then I like JT, of course.
Yep.
But do like Spieth. I like Spieth a lot after watching the Netflix special with him.
Love Spieth.
It's pretty cool to see all those guys. I like Morikawa.
Yeah, I love Morikawa. I think he's going to have a big year.
Yeah, very, very well good. And Scotty Scheffler's a great guy, too. So, a lot of great golfers, but that's my top 3. You know, Ricky Fowler, of course, but I never get to cheer for him hardly. And then Justin Thomas. So.
And no TGL?
No TGL this week. There's no TGL tomorrow or today. It returns next week due to the Super Bowl. It returns on the 17th.
Before we get this last little
I think it's
here.
3 matches, too. Pretty sure.
Okay.
I think they're starting to get into their playoff.
We do turn into TTS or TTW sometimes. Tyler's talking weather. We got some winter weather coming into the area here this week here in Southwest Virginia. Got some cold temperatures, seeing 1 to 6 inches of snow projected through Wednesday for some areas. Possibly a major winter storm coming through next weekend here in Southwest Virginia. We'll see what happens a little ways out. With that being said, we do have the Daytona 500 coming up, so I'm sure me and Castle will give a race pick on that one just because of how big that race is.
How about that?
And again, guys, be sure you stay tuned with us and follow us along this week on our Facebook, Twitter, and TikToks and stuff. We will be dropping some baseball on y'all guys, and Thursday's episode will be a huge baseball preview for what we got coming up this year in college baseball. We're looking forward to it. Hope you guys have enjoyed this episode. Go Eagles tonight in the Super Bowl.
Fly, Eagles, fly.
Hope the commercials are good, and I hope Taylor Swift doesn't make a halftime show appearance.
Any song request by Kendrick Lamar? Do you think any big song?
Well,
he won 5 Grammys or something?
He's not technically allowed to play Not Like Us because of Drake's lawsuit against him. If he does, then Drake gets so much money, and then Fox and the NFL had to pay it because Kendrick is hired by them. So it's going to be curious to see if he comes out with that one.
Elon Musk spent some money for Doge. So he's got 5 commercials, apparently.
Oh, boy.
He spent like $25 million.
I am excited for the commercials. I hear there's some good ones this year.
I don't know what in the world they're going to do.
$8 million per every
Kanye has something coming out again. He's doing something again.
Gosh, Kanye.
It's going to be wild, guys. It's going to be wild.
Kanye lost it on Twitter Saturday morning.
He did. He went off. I saw that. I was like, please stop.
Yes, it was pretty weird.
Please stop. Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm excited to see what happens with the Super Bowl tonight. I hope everybody's safe. Everybody has a great Super Bowl Sunday. Everybody be safe. If you're drinking, do not drive. And
call me or Hess.
Yeah, call
Even though
us.
y'all won't hear this till Monday morning.
Right. But if you're that drunk and you need us Monday morning, holler at us.
You call us, man. We'll get you to work.
Yeah. But y'all have a great week. We'll be back with y'all throughout the week, and we'll definitely see y'all Thursday morning. See y'all.
Peace, guys.